What is up, everybody? Welcome to episode 68 of GKDR. That is your good Kraken death ratio. Today is Tuesday, June 24th. I am your host, Devin Stanford, aka Brevin the Dude, and I am joined by my co-pilot, Garrick Bartholomew Eaton, also known as Vermilion Beard. How you doing, man?
Pretty good, my brother. Pretty good. I have been playing lots of video games. I've been playing more video games recently, actually, just generally speaking. Like I played video games quite a bit today. Some new games, some old games, got some new things in the rotation, dusting off some legacy gold titles, to get a little bit of the comfort gaming in. But yeah, over the last couple of days I've been doing more gaming than I've done in like the last 2 weeks. A
Hell
fire
yeah.
hath been lit underneath me, and that's because we've had some good games to fucking be playing, dude.
Dude, I've been doing the same, and we're definitely going to talk about a couple of them today. But like, I
Sure.
I have been playing Final Fantasy VIII on my Switch nonstop, dude. Like nonstop, like a lot actually. Um, and
Dude, I
it's
need to
been
get
really
back and
fun
beat
revisiting
Lost
that
Record.
game.
I started playing Dying Light. So many good games, dude. It's nice when you have like good new games to play, but you're also just like kind of working or replaying something that like on the comfort level. Like I'm sure you've absolutely beaten Final Fantasy VIII before.
Oh,
So
uh, so fun fact: Final Fantasy VIII is the first Final Fantasy game I ever played. Came
yeah,
out
see,
in 1998. I was 6 years old when that game came out.
that's wild, dude.
Mhm. Mhm. So, it took me years to beat it when I was younger. I
Oh, I
don't think I
bet.
beat it I don't think I beat that game till I was 12. I think that's when I finally beat that game.
Yeah,
Um,
because then you're kid at 12, your gamer sense probably kicked in.
mhm. Mhm. And I ended up I ended up playing, that and Final Fantasy X and Kingdom Hearts around that time. What else was I playing? I was playing that. I played Final Fantasy 7, played Final Fantasy 9, um, Metal Gear Solid 2, Soul Calibur 2, and like of course, Ocarina and all that stuff. Like those were the
Holy
kind of games I
shit.
was already
Sorry,
uh
just I'm fucking my desk up. Don't mind me.
you're good, you're good. Like those were the games I was already playing when I was like 6th grade, like I was playing games like that and like completing them and stuff, which is
Oh
insane.
yeah, dude. I didn't really get like I didn't have kids games. That we didn't have kids like they were just games, bro. Like it wasn't like
Yeah.
tailored for a younger audience. Like I don't feel like I really played many like games designed for youth
Hmm.
specifically for like that E10 like or
Hmm.
younger audience like until the mid 2000s, and obviously I was older than that by then, but like dude, I was growing up playing fucking Diablo and like
Yep.
shit way
Same.
outside, like fucking ratings meant nothing as far
Yeah.
as like that shit was concerned to my video game. They're like, oh, it's
Like,
all not real, it's all fine, and they just bought me whatever I wanted.
yeah, like I mean, I played my dad's PlayStation so much that he ended up buying me an N64, which I did play the games, right?
Mm-hmm.
But I ended up playing the PlayStation
His
still
vision,
because that's
dude.
that's where
Yeah,
my
man.
favorite games were back
I
then.
played so much fucking
Um,
EverQuest when I was a child, which was probably not a awesome early online
mm,
environment for like an 8 to 12-year-old.
I like I played PlayStation so much that when the PS2 came out, my dad bought two of them. So me and my brother could share one and he had his own. So we didn't have to hog it. So
Smart,
we had
smart,
one,
smart.
yeah. We had one in our room and he had one in the living room that he could play and
Dude,
stuff.
remember
But
the
the
fucking
trick
fat ass adapters you could get to put on the
I
back of
was
them to
just
make
gonna
them like
say
internet
I
capable?
was just gonna say his had that on it. So I still would go out and use his PS2 because I wanted to play SOCOM online with people. Like I was playing
Yeah, dude.
SOCOM. That was my
And
first
it
online
was like one
game.
of the very few, yeah, one of the very few online
Mm.
games. Dude, I legit think my first online game was fucking RuneScape.
I did play that too. But you know what's crazy? I also played Splinter Cell online
I played
and
Rainbow Six. I
and
remember playing
yeah,
Rainbow
Rainbow
Six.
Six. Um we had an Xbox, like an original Xbox too. And me and my brother would play Ghost Recon
I'm pretty sure it
a
was
lot.
Rainbow Six Vegas.
That was on 360 PS3 era. Rainbow Six Vegas
Was
didn't
it?
come out to. Yep. Yep.
I will. What was the one before that? Because I definitely because it was an older one, and I played it on PC.
Let me look up Rainbow. I mean, that probably came out on PC too. Rainbow Six games. Let's see what we got here. Um, let's see.
Tom Clancy's Rainbow
Before
Six
Vegas was
Vegas.
Critical Hour. That was well, actually, that released 2006. Then there was Lockdown, and then Iron Wrath, and then um, I mean, there was a lot of Rainbow Six games. Holy shit!
Yeah, it would have been like in the 2002 ish.
There was Rainbow Six Lone Wolf and Rogue
I
Spear.
don't know. I digress. I can't remember which one it was, but there was
Yeah.
absolutely that was one of the very first online. I didn't even have it, dude. I literally like one of my friends had it. Like their dad was obsessed with it,
Mm.
and like we would occasionally just get on and play.
Yeah. I was on that generation of consoles for a long time, just the standard Xbox, PS2 and GameCube.
I had a
Um
PlayStation 2, had a GameCube, did not. I did have a regular Xbox, but it was a piece of shit.
yeah, um loved my GameCube a lot. And I honestly I didn't get a 360 till I was 16. And I remember my first like big paycheck that I got like when I was working out at Papa Murphy's. I
Adult money.
I think I it was like 400 and some odd dollars. Not even that much money, but it was like my first big check in high school, right? And so I went down to the local ma and pa shop on my bike with a backpack
Mhm.
and I fucking bought this 360 bundle. It came with Halo 3, Grand Theft
Hell yeah.
Grand Theft Auto 4, and what else? What else? There was like one more. I got a game called Dark Sector. And that
Okay.
those were the three games I started with on my 360. It was Halo 3, Grand Theft Auto 4, and Dark Sector. And then yeah.
Dude, the first thing I spent my first adult paycheck on, video game wise, was I definitely bought League skins.
Oh man. Oh, you were playing League that early, huh?
Uh huh. Yeah,
Oh
that's when I
man.
was super into League when I was like fresh out of high school, dude.
Dude, no, I was in high school, so I was a sophomore.
I about to say I think I was in high school, but I was still very much playing it out of
Mhm.
high school. I played it. I think I started playing that shit like my junior year.
Well, dude, I wanted one so bad because I kept going to LAN parties with my friends and playing Halo with them. And I was like, well, I
I
need
just
this.
missed the Halo train. I missed the Halo train.
Yeah. And like I would do I went and got a 360 so that way I could be as good. And I remember getting so good at the game, but not to toot my own horn. I mean, you already know how much of sweat I am at FPSs. But I remember getting so good at the game after I bought a 360 that I remember this kid Cole. He was like a year older than me. He got so mad about how much better I got than them that he like got up and he punched me in the arm as hard as he could. Like I remember that happening.
Yeah. Some people
you
do
know,
be getting like that over
yeah,
games, especially when it's
people's
like a game that like you introduce somebody to and like that person got better than
mm,
you. It's
yeah,
not a great feel.
yeah. Because him and I were like acquaintances, but he was really good friends with one of my really good friends who hosted the party. But he always was like had that like I'm too cool attitude. And then he got
Yeah.
pissed once people got better than him.
Mr. Nonchalant before that was like a trending thing.
Yeah, yeah. Um, but we're not talking about being nonchalant or Halo today because today we are talking. I forgot to put
Devin's gonna make this shit up on the spot. That's what he's gonna fucking
Today,
do.
we're talking about getting retouched and updated.
Oh god.
Xbox racing for another mass. Daredevil actor completely flabbergasted, and much, much more.
Those low-hanging fruit, Devin, and you know it.
Because this is Good Kraken's death ratio. And we're slashing through the podcast space to be your source for all the nerdy video game news, reviews, and discussions that you want to be here to hear each and every week. And also be here when you can. If you want to get ahead of the curve, you can head on over to our Patreon at patreon.com/Good Kraken Pods.
Patreon.
Where you can submit questions and topics to the show, get exclusive content, and have early access to episodes before they go live on podcast and video services, wherever you like to watch or listen.
Yeah.
You can also help us level up our game by joining the GK community on our Discord channel by clicking the link down in our description section below, then subscribing to our podcast channel by searching Death Ratio and leaving a review there. That was so botched. I can't read today. Just can't.
All right.
It's hard. It's hard.
It's fine. It's okay.
Yeah.
Sorry.
Garrick,
okay. What?
we got some critical hits.
Dude.
Guys, we will always remind you, go check
That's
out
the Smash sound,
goodkraken.com.
isn't it?
Oh yeah. Yeah, that's the home run bat.
Yeah, that's what it is.
Yep. I thought it was perfect. That's like the epitome.
It's a guaranteed critical hit.
Like if you no, so there is a technique
with the tip of the home run bat. It's got to be the tip of the bat.
Yeah, and you have to wind it up because remember you can hold it, but you have to wind it up like for the perfect 2 seconds. You don't want to do the full hold. Like you'll still hit hard if you do that, but if there's a timing to it. There's a timing to it. It's awesome. It's awesome. I love that. I want to play that game. I might
We're the critical hits nerd.
But yeah, go to goodkraken.com. Get merchandise. Get yourself a mug. Do it.
Do it.
Sip out of Carl. Sip Carl.
Yeah. Sip some Carl.
Yeah, get yourself a hat. Get yourself a t-shirt. Get yourself a hoodie. Because guess what?
Do all those things.
I'm announcing it right now without anybody else knowing on the team because Splash Damage is coming back, baby. That's right. We're going to be playing Rematch. I don't give a fuck what anybody says. We're coming back.
Yeah, it's definitely more than likely.
It's a team sport.
Out of streaming retirement.
It's a team sport. We're coming back, baby. Get ready. Get ready.
Yeah. You might see us on some streams again for some gameplay soon.
No. It's not a might. You will.
All right. Damn, all right.
It's being decided.
What's coming out, Devin?
Guys, last week's episode of 20,000 Films, there was not one. But be sure to look out for us for our next episode, where we will be going over season 2 of The Last of Us. Unfortunately, Ernell got stuck at work all day on Friday, so we did not get to give a review of
28 years, right?
28 years later. I mean, 28 inches later. I mean, 28 years later. I mean, 28 inches later. I'll just keep it short and simple. I like the movie. I thought it was fun. There is a very parallel, divisive stance on the movie for some reason, and most people that are being.
I've heard the divisiveness comes from people who haven't seen the other two.
Exactly, and I was going to state that it keeps the core feeling and depth of the original two. It is still quirky because they're weird movies. They're weird movies, and they're not actual zombies either. I want everybody to know that it is a rage virus.
It's rage virus, which is a mutated strain of rabies.
Nice. Maybe like a 3 out of 10 on that burp. It's just
it just kind of came out. It wasn't really like it was going to come out no matter what.
Yeah. But I will say the movie had one of the most beautiful shots I've ever seen in a movie. Actually, beautiful, insane.
I need to go see it. It is on my list. I think I need to see the other two again first to refresh myself, though.
I they're separate enough that I don't. If you've seen them and you know the gist of it, you do not need to watch the other
If
two to
you
see
get
this.
the idea.
Yeah, yeah. This is a completely separate story than the other ones. That's just people
It's
surviving.
just it's in surviving that
Yeah,
same world.
exactly.
Word.
I do recommend seeing it. I do think people should go see this movie in theaters. It has great sound design. It has a pretty good um human story element to it. Uh there's a part in it that'll probably make you cry. And um it gets weird, man. It gets real weird. And
Oh, yeah.
and I like it. I like it. It's like an 8.5 out of 10 for me. So yeah.
Word.
It did not disappoint. Ernell and I were stoked. I don't know what his rating is, but I'm going to tell you right now, go see it in theaters. Just for the sound design alone and the set pieces. Like straight up.
Hell yeah.
Other than that, episode 173 of the Shipwreck Show is out, and so is episode 19 of Songs of the Abyss. They're available wherever you like to watch or listen. Yeah.
Yeah.
I was just waiting to see if you had a comment. You were just kind of,
No.
yeah,
No.
yeah, yeah. Well, Garrick,
Nope.
where are we going next?
We're moving things along right along, and we're lining things up into our site, and we're gonna line our up, we're gonna line it up with the site's lined up, and we're just gonna keep doing that, and we do it every week, and we're just gonna keep lining up our sites, and tell you what video games are coming out. It's pretty cool.
Yeah, this is our line of sight segment. I'll play the noise again. That's a good noise. I like that noise. It's a good one. Guys, we're going to be going over the games that are releasing over this next week. This is brought to you by Game Informer, which I love them
Hell
dearly.
yeah!
We got quite a few things that are coming out over this next week. This is going to be for the end of June, as we know it. It's the end of June, as we know it. What? Don't shake your head at me. That was good. That was good.
Read the list. Read the list.
Guys, Oceanhorn Chronos Dungeon comes out for Android. And that's today, June 24th, as this is being recorded right now. Also coming out today, Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles Splintered Fate. That comes out on Xbox X and Xbox One. Starting tomorrow on the 25th, we got I Am Your Beast on PS5, Xbox Series X and S. And we also have Marvel Mystic Mayhem on iOS and Android. I've been getting some like ads for that. And like
That sounds like a bubble popper game, dude.
it doesn't look like one. I've seen like some gameplay and I'm actually kind of interested in pulling it up on my phone. Like I might actually check that out. I just know that I like
Maybe it's good.
the
What's it
Doctor
called?
Strange
Marvel
artwork is dope.
Mystic Mayhem.
Also on the 25th, we have Once Upon a Puppet on Switch. Just Switch one, not Switch 2, just Switch one. And coming to the PS5 and Xbox Series X and S on June 26th, we have Black Desert. That's right. They are enhancing it and porting it up. Also, on the 26th, pretty big one. Pretty big game coming out.
Yeah, hard to give a fuck about Black Desert or Persona 5, The Phantom getting ported when...
Yeah, Death Stranding 2 on the beach on PS5.
Yeah.
Yeah. And it's getting critically acclaimed right now.
That's the game this week.
Yeah, it's getting critically acclaimed right now. Yeah, that's the big one. As Garrick mentioned, Persona 5, The Phantom X, that's coming out on PC, iOS, and Android on the 26th. And we also have Ruffy and the Riverside out on PS5, Xbox Series XS, Switch, and PC.
Sounds like a wholesome platformer.
A game that I think Sam is actually going to play. System Shock 2 25th Anniversary Remaster. I'm pretty sure Sam's going to play that. He played the System Shock remake that came out a few months ago. Also on the 26th.
Ruffy in the Riverside is an action platformer, just like I said.
That checks out. Also on the 26th, we have Until Then on the Switch. And we're going to be moving over to June 27th. We have Bendy in the Ink Machine on PS5, Xbox X and S. And we have...
isn't Bendy... Isn't that... This is a sequel, right?
I
No,
don't know.
or because when did Bendy originally... Bendy and the Ink Machine is fairly old, right? Came out in 2017. And then...
No.
So why is it...
Yeah, released February 17th, 2017. I think it's just getting ported.
It's just getting next or new current gen. Jesus. It's getting current gen console ports. I was like, I'm pretty sure this is an old game.
And this next one is interesting. I thought this was a mobile game, but it's Oceanhorn Chronos Dungeon on PC. And it looks like it's a 1 to 4 player action game.
Mobile first?
No, it's already on mobile. It's been on iOS since 2021. But it's coming out
Android.
Yep, and it's coming out on PC now. And then we have Tamagotchi Plaza
Dungeon Crawler
on Switch 2 and Switch.
I might check the Tamagotchi one out.
You want to see something?
Tamagotchis. Oh, dude.
I got this as a birthday gift. I haven't opened it.
Let me get my little streamer shit here. So I've got...
But I have a Tamagotchi. It's a Gen 1 Tamagotchi, by the way.
I have two Digivices, which are, Tamagotchis. And then because I've got this one and I have an orange one. And then I also have this Tamagotchi right here. This is actually a Demon Slayer Tamagotchi.
Oh, really?
And it's what's his butt? The main character.
Tanjiro?
Yeah, it's a Tanjiro Tamagotchi. Oh yeah, here's my orange one. Isn't that cool?
Yeah.
I love shit like that. There's like a 25th anniversary Digivice too that I think Ernell and Geo got. I digress.
Yeah. But yeah, that's cool. It's cool. Yeah, I think we just keep trucking along here. What do you say?
Absolutely.
Well,
so yeah, there's like a lot, but not a lot coming out. Like only really a few standout titles. And honestly, it's if you have a PlayStation, there's really no reason for you to not play anything other than Death Stranding 2. Also, if you're one of those folks who still thinks that Death Stranding is just like a walking package simulator, that just tells me you didn't play past like the first 2 chapters of the game. Like,
yeah, I streamed that game.
Shit fucking bonkers, dude. Like literally, I don't even know what the fuck is going on in that goddamn game, but it's way more than just goddamn package delivery. Okay.
I can tell you that right off the bat because I was running around and there was fucking whales coming out of the ground and flying and splashing everywhere.
Dude, I had that shit happen to me too. I've had harrowing experiences in that game.
It was terrifying. But it doesn't matter because I'm just excited for July 1st.
For real.
Yeah, that's when Mecha Break comes out, and it's only coming to Xbox and PC.
It is coming to PlayStation 5, but it's not getting the same launch day for some reason. I have no idea why.
Let's see. When is it coming to PS5?
They didn't say. Just said shortly that they would be making an announcement shortly after launch.
Interesting. All right. Well, I think it's time we talk about little bites.
Bring.
Dring, dring. All right. So we are going to go into our next segment where we are going to talk about little news segments and we're going to go over some, we're just going to kind of poke through some articles here and just talk about these things as we go. So let me get this ready here. I know Garrick was really stoked about this one. Because we just found out that Dying Light is getting touched. That is right. The
Retouched.
Dying Light Retouched update enhances audio and visuals this week as thousands continue playing the 10-year-old game.
Literally, dude, people be
I'm
playing Dying
wrong
Light
one.
hella,
Yeah, there
actually.
we go. Yeah.
Like, it is
Wrong.
still one of the most played open world zombie survival games ever. Like, it's 15 years old, or it's 10 years old, excuse me. Like, got released in February 2015. And I have played so much of this fucking game. I played it on my fucking
Mhm.
PlayStation. I played it on my Xbox. I have it on my Switch. I have it on my PlayStation 5. Like, I literally keep it permanent installed on my Switch because, like, if I travel, it is like it's actually one of my go-to comfort games. Literally, just playing Dying Light.
I'm actually kind of stoked to jump back into this one. I think I am actually gonna get retouched because I think this was truly the scariest one out of all of them too.
Yes, I think that there was a horror factor and a survival factor that is a lot more prevalent in the first game over the second one. The second one's
Mhm.
like is an amazing title. I still really love it. It still like has the core of its franchise in mind, but it's far more an action game than it is a survival. And it looks like they're going back to the more horror survival roots with The Beast coming out in August.
Mhm. Man, this trailer's from 10 years ago and this game still looks great.
Dude,
This is
it does still look great. Even playing it, like, I was actually just playing this shit earlier today. Like, just earlier today, I was on Dying Light, the following Enhanced Edition, because my brother had never had the opportunity to play through the original games with me. We're playing through that, and we're going to play the expansion, and then we're going to play the second one, and we're going to lead into playing Dying Light the Beast together in 2 months.
yeah, I still need to beat the second one. I haven't beaten it yet. I still have not beaten that game.
Dude, it's so good.
And
It's just such a fucking fun game.
here's the thing, I've played that game a lot. I know you know
Dude,
that.
yeah,
I've
you just had bullshit luck with the co-op, unfortunately. I think it's really great that this is getting touched up, though. Like,
mm,
honestly, like, even if it is just like texture reworks and some audio enhancements, the game's still really sound for its age. It still has a super awesome engine, still has really great physics and graphics. It's held up. It's really held the test of time. I'll probably keep playing this game for a very long time, even longer still. Probably another 10 years, no fucking problem. And the fact that this is getting like a visual update in the form of a free update to all players, which is
mhm.
incredible. Like, I don't know if you ever were like super big into Dying Light when it was like at its peak, but they had like an initiative that they did where it was called like um it was like they did like 12 DLCs in like 5 fucking years.
So so I was late to the party and I bought the edition that came with all the DLCs.
Yeah, with like the Bozak horror. Dude, there is a secondary game inside Dying Light. There's literally another game inside Dying Light. You literally there's an arcade cabinet and you go click on the arcade cabinet and it takes you into another game with called Hellfire.
Oh, what is that like?
It's a medieval corridor slasher
Oh, that's so insane. That is so
because
nuts.
that was one of their original game concepts, and they ported it into it like it's like its own little standalone title with like 5 levels inside
Yeah.
Dying Light.
Dude, I want to pick this up and play it. but I should probably just beat Dying Light 2. I should probably just do that.
As much as I would love to be like, hey, you should play the first one, and you should, especially if you haven't beaten the first one and never had that opportunity to like at least run credits on it. It doesn't have like the most innovative story. It's a very safe zombie title, in terms of like the way it's story stuff. It's gameplay mechanics are really what made it
Mhm.
so amazing. But like with the Beast coming out and that also being multiplayer co-op, like I would definitely like finish the second game because the gameplay mechanics are still going to be more like 2 than they are 1, right?
Mhm.
It's just they're going to be, it sounds like we're just bringing in more stealth, and honestly, dude, it looks like Kyle Crane's got fucking superpowers.
Yeah. My only problem is like I'm in such an RPG mode right now. Like I want to be 8, Final Fantasy 8, and then I immediately want to start playing Final Fantasy 9.
Yeah, gotta pick and
That's
choose, gotta pick and
I
choose.
know. I know. And Mecha Break comes out next week too. Oh my
That's the nice
gosh.
thing. That's the nice thing about playing through an old game, though, is like you can literally just like you pick it up when the itch scratches, right? And you play a few missions, and like when you finish the replay, you finish the replay. Like it's all good. Like
Mhm.
I'm not in a rush to finish Dying Light with my brother. I'm just happy that it's still getting love a decade later because it is
Yeah.
without a doubt my favorite zombie franchise out there.
Yeah, I think it's dope that they're doing this. I was looking at some of the screenshots and yeah, it's redone textures and stuff like that. And the original doesn't even look that bad, but
Yeah,
the update that they're
this looks
doing is
great.
going to be great. And I don't even think they're I think I don't even think you have to buy this. I think this is just an update to the game. And
Yep,
I
just a
already
free
own it.
update. Just a
And
free
I already
update.
own it.
Yep.
So, yeah. I'm excited to see that. I see that. And by the way, this information we are getting from Michael Kripe over at IGN, who set this all up. So this update's set to come out June 26th. As of
Mhm.
this recording, it is June 24th. So yeah, get ready to jump back in and kill some zombies and hardcore parkour. In a
Parkour.
Dying Light retouched. Touched. But it's crazy that they have had such a consistent player base on this game. You know,
Hey man, when you make a good game, you make a good game, right? People
yeah,
still play Dying Light, people still playing Left 4 Dead. Like the zombie classics are here to stay forever.
yeah, yeah. This next story is a little bit disheartening. I actually might read into this one. I know we said this is little bites, but I think this one we should actually talk about a little bit here. Um, report Xbox is bracing for another mass layoff. This is coming from Ethan Gotch over at Kotaku. So Microsoft's gaming business is seemingly in for another round of mass layoffs. The fresh cuts would be coming just as Xbox seems to be in a full retreat from its long-standing console hardware business as it invests more in Windows gaming and bringing first-party exclusives to PS5. Bloomberg reports that another big layoff, the fourth in the tech giant's gaming division in the last 18 months, is on its way before the end of the fiscal quarter this month. Managers are apparently expecting quote unquote substantial cuts across Xbox, though it's not clear which teams or studios might be hit hardest. This comes as Microsoft is already in the midst of laying off thousands across its sales departments. In the recent bloodletting began at Microsoft in January 2024 with nearly 2,000 layoffs across Bethesda, Xbox, and Activision Blizzard. Studio closures at Tango Gameworks, Arcane Austin, and others followed in May. Another 650 layoffs occurred in September, where Microsoft claimed that no games were canceled. In the most recent round of layoffs, developers at studios like State of Decay 3 maker Undead Labs were impacted. The ongoing cuts come at the tail end of an acquisition spree that accumulated in buying Call of Duty and Candy Crush maker Activision Blizzard for 70 billion. The Xbox portfolio now constitutes the biggest gaming content publisher in the world, but at the cost of greater scrutiny and revenue expectations. Microsoft Gaming CEO Phil Spencer, who usually prefers to talk about his favorite new games, has deflected blowback for the cuts over the last year by reiterating his responsibility to keep Xbox profitable. Quote, "Our jobs inside the company is to run a good business," Spencer said at Summer Games Fest earlier this month, right after Xbox big summer showcase. Quote, "We're accountable to Microsoft for running a good business, a healthy business that continues to grow at both top line and bottom line." That's kind of a foundation for us. And what that does is it allows us to continue to invest in Xbox for our community of players and creators, and that we're doing it. It does mean we have to make trade-offs, though, the year on things that we're going to invest more in, things that we're not going to invest as much in because it is kind of we are the business that we are. Hmm. The result has not only The result has been not only bringing major first party games like Sea of Thieves and Gears of War to PS5, but also raising prices. The Outer Worlds 2 will be the company's first $80 game this fall, and the price of the Xbox S and X recently spiked due to new tariffs amid Trump's ongoing trade war with China. It feels like only a matter of time before Game Pass Ultimate, currently $20 a month, also goes up in price again. I hate that. I hate that. All of it.
Uh, I'm honestly not going to talk much on this because this is like I have nothing to say. Like we have no control over this. This is bullshit. Um, it's going to continue to happen. It's like that is I find that to be a very copy paste statement from Mr. Spencer.
Mhm.
And that's really disappointing. Like I don't give a fuck about your company's bottom and top line. I don't. And if you can't maintain those things while also in maintaining your employees, you're fundamentally making mistakes as a business, right? If you can't grow your business without simultaneously reducing your workforce by like, I would love to see what the actual numbers run is on how much of their what percentage of of Microsoft's entire workforce has been released over the last year across all departments, um, and whatnot. I guarantee you, you're not going to find it. But I would be very curious because they keep all of that department information completely separate. So unless somebody's taken the time to do the individual math, we're not going to find it. I find it very, 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 very hard to believe that in the year 2025, where Microsoft is still selling components to people openly committing genocide, that they're having a hard time with their bottom line. Like Microsoft is involved in world events, and they're
Mhm.
selling computer parts to people involved in current world events. They are raising their prices, which is actually a little questionable right now because we know that tariffs have been paused, so there's not a need for that. And we
But
know that like
so did PlayStation and
but
Nintendo
but
too.
I don't agree with them either. I don't agree with
Yeah.
them either. Like
I'm
the
just
tariffs
saying
have been
it's the
paused.
industry.
It,
It's the
yeah, but the
industry in whole.
industry, yeah, but but Microsoft is not the Microsoft gets this shit from me because Nintendo and Sony don't openly say they're player first. And
Yeah.
Microsoft has. But you're
Yeah.
not doing that because your employees are also your players. I'm sorry. You guys just need to do better. Also,
Mhm.
Devin, I'm going to ask that we cut these last two stories because we are way behind.
Hey, no problem. We can skip through them. Yeah.
But yeah, it
We
really sucks. I hate that the industry continues to do this. I, Microsoft has laid off more than I believe anybody else in the
Yeah.
industry.
Yeah, absolutely. They Oh, yeah. Um
The
they
fuck is
definitely
that?
have, and it's disheartening to see. I will say I don't think I've heard them say that they're player first in a long time. actually.
I know, but like when you built your platform off
Mm.
that and you just quietly
Mhm.
stop using your motto, like we all noticed.
Yeah. And that's why I bring that up. It's just like, oh yeah, I don't think they've
Yeah,
actually said that in a while, the more I think about it.
yeah,
Um
it's been a while.
mhm. Mhm. Um
Yeah,
okay.
your word very doesn't mean much to me anymore, Mister Spencer.
Yeah,
It used to.
unfortunately.
It
It
used
used
to.
to a lot, like a lot actually. He used to be the person we wanted to hear from, you
Yeah,
know?
I was. Yeah, yeah. I
Like
used to think he
like
was the
straight up.
fucking man.
Yeah. Like 100%. I don't know why what made him flip the script so much. Maybe he ended up getting paid more money or something. I don't know.
More than likely, it
Um
wasn't his call, and he's just doing what he's told
yeah,
because he has
yeah,
people that still tell him what to do.
that's true. We could blame Satya on that one. Yep. All right, Garrick, what are we doing next?
We are moving right along. Sorry, folks, we did have a couple of little bits, but we prioritized reading that news article for you. So, uh, yeah, rip the industry. But yeah, next we are talking about some good things that have come our way in the last week. We are touching on some reviews, starting with chapter select.
That was a good noise. That's a good noise. That feels good.
Mm.
I like that noise. That reminds me
Yeah.
of playing Final Fantasy and Kingdom Hearts. Love it.
Hell.
Love it.
Yeah. Hell.
Garrick,
Yeah.
today it looks like we're going to be talking about Firebreak. You
Hell
specifically. I've
yeah.
I've played the game a bit and I can make some comments on it, but I know you've played the game more than I have. So,
Yeah. I got enough to
FBC,
tell you what I think.
absolutely. Let me go over some stuff here real quick. FBC Firebreak was developed and published by Remedy Entertainment. They have done previous titles known as the Alan Wake franchise, the Max Payne franchise, Control, and Quantum Break, which the cool thing about all of these games is that they are all intertwined in their own universe, actually.
Wait,
So,
even Max Payne?
yep,
Oh, I didn't
everything.
know that. I've never played a Max
Everything
Payne
is.
game.
So they are working on Max Payne 1 and 2 remakes right now. And
That's interesting.
I think they're going to intertwine it more with the remakes.
Hmm.
So, it's going to be really cool because I don't know if you guys have ever played Max Payne, but it does get weird. It does get weird.
I have not. I have not.
It does get weird, and it's awesome. FBC Firebreak was released June 17th, 2025 on PC and Xbox X and S. I
It's
didn't
also on
see
PlayStation 5.
is it?
I
Is
literally,
it?
yeah, but
Oh,
I've only played it on my PlayStation, so I don't, yeah.
okay. Oh, that's right. It's on the PS Now, right? Is that what it's called? Yeah. Is that what it's called? PS Now? Oh, why are you muted? Oh, oh, what happened? 1 second. Discord like
There we
deafened
go.
on me. Discord
I was just like, you're deafened. I was like, wait, he can't hear me because he's deafened.
Yeah, yeah. I don't know how that happened. I'm gonna be honest with you. I have no idea how that happened. But I was asking, is the PlayStation streaming service that's called PS Now, right?
PlayStation, it's just PlayStation Plus.
PlayStation Plus. Okay.
Yep.
Okay. Okay. Cool, cool. And I got a quick synopsis here that I pulled right off
Hit me with it.
of uh of their wiki. FBC Firebreak is a three-player cooperative first-person shooter set within Remedy Entertainment's Federal Bureau of Control (FBC) universe. 6 years after the events of Control, players take on the roles of volunteer first responders, part of the quote-unquote Firebreak unit, tasked with containing paranormal threats and restoring order within the oldest house during an ongoing hiss invasion. The game focuses on chaotic, objective based missions where players must work together to overcome challenges and survive encounters with the hiss. I will say the game is definitely chaotic.
Yes, it is chaotic. So this is Remedy's entry into the cooperative shooter space. Obviously, if you've played many other Remedy titles, you are probably much more familiar with their first-person narrative, action-driven games, a la Max Payne, Alan Wake, and Control. Which I've played Alan Wake and I played Control. I've never played Quantum Break only because I didn't have an Xbox at the time that was like that game was like relevant and running alongside its TV show. But yeah, so this is Remedy's first cooperative shooter. It's like I said, it's a three player shooter. I really like 3-person cooperative shooters. It's one of my new favorite formats because Lord knows it's hard to find that fourth friend. But like Devin said, this takes place inside the oldest house. It is actually a really cut and dry game from its presentation standpoint. Its onboarding is a little lackluster, I'll be honest. For it being a Remedy game, you're not going to see a lot of the cutscenes and some of the narrative focus you may have seen in its previous titles. You are dropped into like a lobby menu when you log in. You select your job, of which there are currently 5 available. Those jobs have different objectives for you to do. The 5 jobs currently available, I'll just kind of run through them really quick, as you've got hotfix, paper chase, ground control, frequency shift, and freezer duty. And each one has its own completely unique set of objectives, as well as taking place in a unique part of the oldest house. If you have played Control specifically, you are going to recognize some of these locations. I'm pretty sure the location for Paper Chase is very near to or attached to the mailroom from Control. The objectives are very unique. This is absolutely where the game shines. It does have horde shooter mechanics. You could absolutely put this into the wheelhouse of like Left 4 Dead, and it takes a lot of its inspiration from Left 4 Dead. Like, even though this is a modern game, you are going to get a much more classic arcade horde shooter experience from this. This is a live service title. You do have these like little pass things that you can spend your requisition slips on. One to unlock cosmetics, one to unlock class abilities and upgrade weapons and grenades, etc. And then you can buy like the premium pass for like $10, where it's got like, you know, another like plethora of armors and cosmetics for you to buy. Each mission is probably, I think the missions like at their absolute longest are like, you're looking at like 30 minutes. That's like if you're doing corruption level, clearance level 3, full party on normal or higher. And you're like, they're really not long. Like, but I will say, Remedy did say that one of their biggest selling points that they wanted that for FBC Firebreak is that they wanted this to be a live service game that respected the player's time. And it really does do that. If you choose to play a mission on clearance level 1, you're literally just going to do that first room. You're going to have 2 shelters you can go into that look just like the shelters from Control. You can loot them up, complete the one objective, call the elevator, and leave. Right? You have 5 to 10 minutes to get a game session in. You can play solo with a couple of friends. Bing, bang, boom. You're in. You're out. You can, 15 to 20 minutes when you add that second sector in. Looking at like 30 to 40 minutes maximum when you do that third. When you get that clearance level 3. You basically drop into a room, complete that objective, open a sector door, travel to the next sector, complete that objective, rinse and repeat until you've completed all your objectives. Then you book it back to the elevator, call said elevator, and take yourself back to the lobby to repeat the cycle. It's missing some things that you might be familiar with in modern iterations of this genre. like it doesn't have a hub space that you may expect from like something like Deep Rock Galactic or even Back for Blood or or other such shooters like even like Destiny, right, where you have a space to kind of move your character and interact and customize and do things in between missions. This is a menu to menu based in between missions game. Like you're not wandering around, you're navigating menus, interacting with those menus in a much more simple arcade style, loading up that next mission and dropping it. The game runs seamlessly. You literally get in and out of missions super fast. The game loads lightning fucking quick. Lightning quick. It is super smooth. And it's a really good time. This isn't a horde shooter or a live service game that reinvents the wheel. It's just Remedy putting themselves into an experimental place and putting themselves into that wheelhouse. They are not trying to be a Destiny killer. They are not trying to be the next Left 4 Dead. They just want to service their fans with a cooperative experience in their universe that does what Remedy does best, which is make really weird, bizarre experiences. And this has all that. I would say this is this is much more like Control than it is any of the other previous titles because it is obviously set inside the exact same location Control takes place. I had an amazing time with this game. I've got about 10 hours into it. I sampled every mission on every clearance level. I've done a little bit of the corruption stuff, but not a ton. Like you do the corruptions so you can get your research to upgrade your perks for your level up system. They have a progress system very much like Helldivers, right? You go out, you get your things, those things go towards other things, right? And then you just work your way down your little pass until you're finished with it, and then you unlock the next one at your leisure. Super solid title. This game got, in my opinion, a really, really lopsided amount of hate for what it is. I will say the game does have a $40 price tag. Again, it's available on PlayStation Plus Premium, and it was a Game Pass Day 1 release. You may feel slightly underfulfilled at that $40 price tag unless you are a Remedy and Control fan. If you just like cooperative shooters and you like live service titles, this is going to feel less grindy and less commitment based than other live service titles are. I find that to be an overwhelmingly positive thing, but there are people that are coming with the argument. They're like, oh, this game lacks content. And I honestly think it has the exact right amount of content that the developers intended for what they wanted this experience to be, which is a game that respects your time. So it doesn't have an overabundance of content. They do have a really sound roadmap. They're going to add locations and new job objectives and new clearance levels, as well as new armors, cosmetics, and weapons. So we do know that these things are all coming their way. They're still following the live service roadmap. We don't know how many seasons or how long if they get a second roadmap, but it is an absolutely really solid and serviceable cooperative shooter experience. It's goofy. It's really fun. It's absolutely chaotic. The people that are complaining about it are the people that I think need a dopamine fix on another level. If you are the individual who is just like, I can play the same the same 6 Left 4 Dead maps I've been playing for the last 20 years, like this is for you. Right? Like, you understand that not all games need to have an assload of content to be accessible and enjoyable. Like I said, this game has a $40 price tag. I would spend that on this, which is I'm going to say is to play it now. I think it's a very solid co-op. Actually, you want to know what? I'm going to rescind that. I will give it a wait for sale Game Pass title. Because as much as I love it, I understand the critiques this game has received. I still think Remedy has done something really awesome here. They have made swift adjustments based off of community feedback. They literally did an update to make progress feel more accessible time-wise for players within 2 days of launch. They literally completely redid the battle pass to make it feel less grindy because they were just like, oh no, we don't want you guys to feel like you have to spend tons of hours to unlock all your shit. Like we're gonna half it. And you can literally unlock everything in half the time you would have before. Because they want you to be able to get in, have a good time, play the mission, leave the mission, and immediately be able to buy something with your hard-earned requisition slips. And I love when developers listen to their communities and do stuff like that. If you're a fan of Remedy, it's a no-brainer. For Remedy fans, it's a play it now. If you are a Joe Schmo who's not overly familiar with those franchises or this developer, wait for sale or Game Pass. But FBC Firebreak is a quirky, chaotic, and very enjoyable cooperative experience.
Yeah, I mean, I played it. I had some fun with it, but
It's
think
novel.
I'm one of yeah, I'm not negative on it. I just don't think personally it sinks its teeth into me.
Which I get completely, right? Like I said, like if you're not like a Remedy fan, if you're not like into Alan Wake and Control, like those two games specifically, if you're not like way into those, like there's other cooperative shooters that you can play that are going to give you just as much fun.
Here's the thing, I am into those games though. Like I played Control on PC. I played Alan Wake on the 360 back in the day. I actually haven't played Alan Wake 2, and the only reason why I haven't played Alan Wake 2 yet is I'm specifically saving that to be my October game this year. Every year I pick a spoopy game to play in October.
Yeah, for Spooktober.
Yeah.
Spookoween.
Let's see. Last year, what did I do last year? What did I do for October?
So a little bit of a dual rating on this one. I believe if you're a Remedy fan, it is a play it now. But for non-Remedy fans or just folks who are curious of the genre and the kind of shooter it is, Game Pass or wait for sale.
The thing is, too, it's already on Game Pass. It's already on PS Plus.
Exactly.
You can try it out right now. I am of the mind that I think it needs more. The missions are really short. So,
dude, I don't. I actually wholeheartedly disagree with you. Like I said, I think, but you're also a dopamine gamer, Devin. You're a dopamine chaser. When it comes to games. I mean,
think about it. When I play games, I play like big, expansive RPGs all the time with tons of shit.
Exactly, but expansive RPGs are RPGs. Like, I don't need my live service cooperative fucking looter shooter to be a fucking 60-hour experience, man. That's some horse shit, actually. I actually think we need to actively make games way fucking less shorter. I'm so fucking tired of buying 30-hour campaigns. I fucking hate that shit, actually. I hate that shit, dude. Unless your story is immaculate, your fucking game should never be 30 hours long. You are not Hideo Kojima, everybody else. Keep your fucking game short. 10 to 15 hour campaigns. Seriously.
Yeah. I just think there needs to be more missions, personally. You can sit down and do all these in one day.
Yeah, exactly. But again, a game that respects your time.
Which genuinely is very it does not deserve the $40 price tag for that. In my opinion.
Disagree.
$20 is kind of where I would put it at. I will say though, the game
that's disgusting. No. That's anti-developer, Devin. You got to let them make their bag.
I will say the game looks really good. It looks great. It does look very good. But that's just off of my impression of the game so far. Not a bad game though. I will say that. I just think it needs more to do. You know, there's nothing that is bringing me to go play the game again. You know,
and that's fine. But like,
Yeah.
there are plenty of people that I just don't think that this game is not for you. This game is not for Destiny fans. This game is not for somebody who wants the grind. If you want the grind, just stay away. This is not for you because you're just going to be a bitchy little piss baby and say it's lacking content. It's just not for you. Stay away.
I wouldn't
Like,
even say that.
take your 100-hour game bullshit somewhere else. Go. This 15 to 20 hour awesome cooperative experience is priced well for the content it provides, and its gameplay loop and replayability are within the thing. Sorry, I can't not push back with you on Devin on this one. I sincerely disagree
Mhm.
because if you are a fan of the kind of games that you normally engage in, Firebreak is not for you.
I want you to guess what their Steam charts are right now.
I don't care. I don't care. I don't
Mhm.
because Steam charts mean nothing to me on an all platform full crossplay game, Devin. It means nothing to me.
Oh well, I'm not saying it's a bad game. I never said that. I actually said it's not a bad game. So
I know,
earlier,
but I've already given my
yeah.
rating, so let's move on. Let's move
Okay.
on.
Okay. Okay. Um, I was just chiming in with my thoughts on the game so far
But at the end, you chimed in after I gave my rating, my dude. After I gave
because
my
I did.
rating.
It doesn't matter. I did get a chance to talk earlier, but that's fine. Anyways, we'll move into the next segment here. Um, we will talk about we will go into our last review of the day where we are going to talk in the end game. Guys, well, Garrick, you and I, listeners, watchers, all people from all around. Um, Today, Garrick and I are going to talk about Rematch, not Doom, game. Rematch. This was developed by Slowclap. This was published in a collaboration by Slowclap and Kepler Interactive, where previous titles of Slowclap are Absolver and Sifu. I think Absolver was kind of like a
It was literally just Soul. It was literally
yeah,
just
like a
Souls PvP.
Soulsborne. Yeah, yeah,
It was literally just like what if Souls games were only PvP?
yeah, yeah. This
Because
game was
it
released.
was a kung fu game.
Oh, was it?
Mhm.
Okay. This game was released June 19th, 2025 on PS5, PC, and Xbox X and S. A little synopsis
Honestly,
for you
it's
guys.
probably closer to Naraka Blade Point Absolver.
Okay. Okay. Little synopsis for you guys. Rematch is a fast-paced online multiplayer football soccer game where players control a single character in a 3v3, 4v4, or 5v5 matches. It emphasizes individual skill and team coordination in a chaotic, no-rules environment with no offsides, fouls, or out of bounds. Players can switch roles on the fly, even taking on the goalkeeper position. And the game features a mercy rule to end matches early, which I finally got my first mercy, by the way. Finally did it. I finally gave somebody the mercy. I showed them what it was like. Um, but yeah, I think this game is fantastic. This game is fantastic.
Love the
This game
Rematch.
speaks to me. This game speaks to me. This is this game's just fun. It's just fun. It's probably I think the last time I felt this way about a game playing with my friends was Knockout City, if I'm gonna be honest. Like similar feeling. But
I don't think I ever played a game like this. If I'm being honest.
I'm just saying like the feeling that I get from this. Like
No. I'm like I don't think I've ever gotten
oh
ever.
well
I didn't play Knockout City. I actually fucking hate Rocket League with like all of my soul.
mm, mm. And I'd say the only thing that makes this anything like Rocket League is the fact that there is just a barrier around the whole arena. Like
Dude, it's
that
fucking weird to me that it was just like, oh, it's like Rocket League without the car. You mean soccer?
yeah, yeah. It really is uh Yeah, it's not Rocket League without the cars. It's just a soccer game with a force field around it, and that is the only similar thing it has to Rocket League,
Yeah,
besides
it's just the
scoring
fact that you can do
goals.
wall passes and shit.
But I have a lot of fun with this game. I've been solo queuing this game. I have it on my Xbox in the living room. I have it on my PC. Thanks to Game Pass and Play Anywhere, my save file just bounces between both systems, which is really nice. The game is just fun. It has a lot of moments in it, like what we had last night, where we were getting dogged on last night. We were down by 2 points, and we just came back, collaborative effort, and we won in overtime. And that's just like what it's all about, man. That feeling is so great. Um, and it's just working with people in this game, and it has that actual like team feeling, like you feel like you're overcoming, like in actual sports. It like reminded me of that feeling back in the day.
Mm-hmm.
Mhm. And the technique that to play this game, it like there is definitely a skill level like that you have to play this game. There really is. I
Yeah,
recommend everybody practice. Like do the tutorial and
yeah. This
practice the
is not a
tutorial.
game. This is not a
Like
game that you can just like boot up and like cold log in. I mean, you can do those
you're
things.
not gonna
Like
have fun.
technically, you're gonna have a miserable experience.
Yeah,
Uh,
yeah.
because just like with their previous game, Sifu and Absolver, like it is technique, technique, technique. Like like I think one of my favorite things about this game is it's very, very tactile. In the
Mhm.
sense that like this is not FIFA where you just like look at your person with your camera and then press a button and the ball moves in that direction. That other person automatically traps the ball and then they can just keep moving down the pitch to, try to make their goal. No, no, no. This is not the case. You are actively dribbling the ball. You have to be pushing the ball out of the way of opponents. You have to literally physically try to dodge tackles like with a parry system essentially,
Mhm.
and you like all and like this is not a if you this is not a game you can button mash. Like
No.
every extra input is an error, is a mistake on your part that opens up the ball for your opponents to get. um like it is a challenging game that begs that you give it like the respect that it deserves. And if you go into Rematch, whether you're somebody who plays FIFA, whether you're somebody who enjoys real soccer, whether you're somebody like me who just really enjoys slow clap as a developer, and because like I beat the fuck out of Sifu, man, I finished the true ending of that game, uh, and like really enjoyed it. And that game is so fucking hard. I
Mhm.
got the brakes beat off me while I learned the mechanics in that game. The brakes beat off me, my dude. Absolutely crushed. And
Oh
if
yeah,
you're
that game is
not
hard.
taking the time, and if you're not taking the time to learn the mechanics in Rematch, every other person that has showed up and at least played 5 minutes of pre-play is going to fucking just break your ankles. Like you're gonna get juked.
Yeah. And when people are putting the pressure on you, you feel the pressure. It like you got to think on the fly. You have to work. You have to pay attention to where all your teammates are, where all your opponents are. And I recommend like I one thing I started doing is I started using the barrier around the stage as well. A
Yeah,
lot to my
absolutely.
advantage with my passing, with my like with trying to score. What one of my favorite scoring moments, I didn't get it when we were playing with you guys, but I kept mentioning it to you guys when we were playing, is trying to set up where you have somebody kick above the goal just high enough where the goalie can't
Dude,
get it. It's
literally just sent a clip earlier into staff chat of when Xander and I played threes, and
uh
he was running down the pitch on my right. And the goalie moved to square up to him. I said, Xander, off the wall. He literally did it, and I blade shot at that shit into the fucking back of the net, dude.
mhm.
It was beautiful. The team moments are so satisfactory. I don't even have to be the one scoring the goal to have a good time in this game. And I don't even necessarily have to win the match. Like if I lose a game like 3-2, it feels like we fought for that game.
And we
like,
had games like that. We had games like that.
Yeah, I was just like, yeah, we lost the match. You're right, but we played really hard, and they just played better, right? And when it feels like you're really comparing your skill to the other team's skill and like duking it out on the pitch, right? To like passing the ball down the field, making sure you're fucking dribbling the ball, juking people up, doing clever passes, putting the ball in the appropriate position, all that shit. When you're doing that, even like it's so satisfying because it's like one of those games where like if your opponent does the exact same thing that you do, just a little bit better, you're going to be like, "Oh, fuck, that was impressive."
Yeah. And we 100% we were having those moments together last night. We did 4v4s last night. It was Garrick, myself, Ernell, and Xander, and we were just going in. We were learning how to play better. We were learning on where our strengths were in the team. I have discovered over the last day I'm a pretty decent goalie. I like being the goalie. I take pride in my team of like, hey, I'm gonna do everything I can to stop these guys from scoring. I like being that guy. I
haven't kind of found like a sweet spot where like I feel like I excel in the game. I feel like I'm a good all-rounder right now. Or I'm a decent, not good. Good's a strong word in this game. I'm a decent all-arounder. I feel like my defensive skills, specifically over the last couple of days, have really, really come up. I'm really good at. I've gotten a lot better at passing the ball lately, and just looking for those passing lanes and like when they're opening up. I'm fairly good at reading some goal stuff. I have a hard time with still off the wall every once in a while. I tend to get a little panicky. I think I'm just kind of I'm probably a good midfield player. Like I like to kind of play like defensively and like set up shots. I don't necessarily like to be the one always putting in it. Like I don't need to take the goal every time. I'm more than happy passing the ball and like setting up another shot, because at the end of the day, if we coordinated a win, like that's still a win.
Yeah, 100%. And I I think it's so funny. What kidding? Like the fact that I was pulling it off regularly, but doing the coast to coast, goalie to goal shots, dude. Like,
yeah, dude. We got that. But say, dude, after having played some ranked, well, that's a habit we got to break. We can't do that.
Yeah, no, and really, all it was too.
I think it works in threes though. You can meme with it in threes. No, in 5v5s though.
Yeah, and I think the only way that can ever work, if you're listening to this and you want to try that, you really just have to pay attention to all of the players. You just gotta fucking
catch the other. Yeah, you just gotta catch somebody with their pants down.
Yeah, and that's really all it is. And putting the pressure on them too makes them. And like if you do it a few times, they're just gonna expect it. But you can use that to your advantage to just change it up and do a completely different play, which I recommend. Coming up with plays with your friends, like keywords,
call that shit out.
Yeah,
like, dude, that's what it was like today when Xander had the ball. Like I saw that the goalie squared up. I was like, Xander, off the wall, dude, and he literally he right above the goal for me. Like, dude, it was such a smash hit, dude. I was just like, that fucking goalie was out of position, dude. Because he was expecting Xander to take the shot.
I 100% talking about this game right now. I just want to play it.
I just want to play it. Like it's. I first like even though this game is PvP, right? Like you're battling it out with other players. I think the fact that like you're losing. It's hard to feel like a bad individual player unless you see yourself constantly making mistakes. Like if you're in a game and you're 6 minutes in and you realize nobody's passing you the ball and everybody else is passing the ball, they've probably noticed you can't handle the ball. Like, and that's why you're not getting the ball. Like, because at the end of the day, it's a team game. I will say the community is real frustrating. That is like not something that I don't like I said, I don't engage in PvP games very frequently. So I'm sure this is nothing new. And I don't normally engage in games like this with talk like this. But wow, y'all are fucking mean. PvP, like, what's wrong with you guys? Like, I don't know. PvP players you guys are toxic, almost borderline disgusting. Like, I get salty, and I've had some moments where I'm just like, what the fuck is that guy doing? Is he AFK? But like, I've seen motherfucking players literally show up to this game in the match and like think there's the main character of Blue Lock and try to fucking rainbow flick the entire pitch and then lose 1v4 because because half the team has their thumb up their ass and they're ball chasing, and then all 4 defenders are fucking down on our side and just conceding goals, and then you get assholes that just come on the mic, telling you fucking suck and spamming good job even though they haven't defended once the whole game. So I will say the community's terrible. I will outright, like, straight up real bad. Like, really, really unhealthy. Like, super toxic. Play with friends. Don't play with randoms, please. Or if you're gonna solo queue, turn your voice chat all the fucking way off. It's all the way off. You can't turn off the emotes, and they're gonna spam good job at you every time you make a mistake. I find that, like, really discouraging. I really hate it when people do that because we're all learning and playing the same game. I'm just not that kind of player either. So this isn't Call of Duty. Leave your bullshit lobby behavior at home. That's probably my biggest complaint is I actually legit think this community is super gross. Like, I've been on the subreddit. I've seen what everybody's saying about the bad players, the new players. You guys are just insanely unkind. This is a high skill cap game that is really enticing and has 3 million people playing it right now. 3 million unique players on Rematch. I guarantee you, probably half of those have never touched a fucking soccer ball. Like, let us learn the game. Because it's immensely fun. It's an immensely fun game, but the community needs to not ruin it.
Right now, there's just under 41,000 people just on Steam playing this game, and
Absolutely.
there's an estimated like 130,000 playing between consoles right now.
Yep,
just
working
right
on
now
crossplay.
at this moment.
There is no crossplay currently. Make that as like use that as like an informed decision for your purchase. It is available day 1 on Game Pass. This is an immensely satisfying game to play.
There is crossplay between PC Game Pass and Xbox, though.
Yes, PC Game Pass and Xbox Game Pass. So like if you are playing on the Xbox Play Anywhere Initiative ecosystem, you can play together. Mm-hmm. So like if you're playing on PC, I maybe recommend buying it through the Microsoft or like the Xbox store. Mm-hmm. If you want to play with your Xbox friends.
Yep.
Or just Game Pass.
And I can totally see them putting crossplay in this game. They've
already straight up said that they're going to. It just wasn't ready at launch.
Yeah. Yeah, and this game is just one of the most fun games I've played. It feels like a party game too. I do want to state that. Like, there is a high skill ceiling in this game, but it feels like a party game because it's just that fun. Especially when the game's working, it's working, and it works very well. I really like the vibrant colors and everything. The art style is very similar to Sifu, actually. Very similar to Sifu on the character design and art styles and
stuff. It is way more like Sifu than it is Absolver.
Mm-hmm. And the tactile controls are very martial arts style heavy.
Oh, 100,
especially when you're dribbling the ball and doing all of that. because it's all about your movement and what direction everything is going and where you're placing your
Well, and
thumbsticks and stuff.
they take notes from fighting game mechanics, right? So, like, perfect
Mm-hmm.
example, if you're in, like you were saying with dribbling the ball, if you're in defensive stance, like on controller that's holding left trigger, and you're like pressing A and a directional stick, you can dribble the ball. Well, if you spam the dribble, you can still dribble, but you're only going to do it twice in a row because you just smashed your inputs.
Yeah, you
But
want to
just
time
like
it.
with the fighting game, if you wait for your cue and time your inputs, you can continue that dribble. And the same things go with like your slide tackles and your headers and trapping the
Mm-hmm.
ball. It's all about that technique and the timing. Like this, it's almost like a fighting game and a soccer game in one. Like they want you to kind of be aggressive and battle that head to head and fight for the positions defensively as well as like attack with the ball. Like you can't just be like chasing the ball, striking the ball, chasing the ball, striking the ball. You have to be on your man in that defensive position, moving your feet, right? Being ready to intercept the ball. Like you have to be almost like ready like to fight for that ball like you would in like a hero shooter, right? Like it's a very intense, high impact moment. You got to be ready to act really quick, and you got to have your controls locked in, and your mechanics have to be on point, and you have to be ready to engage with the game the way the game needs to be engaged to at the right moment to be able to seize that ball and keep moving down the lane. And it makes for really impactful, super intense gameplay moments, and you
Mm-hmm.
get really, really sad. Like there's honestly like going from like one end of the goal to the other and like just carrying the ball by yourself and getting a goal, sure, that feels good. But passing the ball off the wall, like being the goalkeeper and passing the ball off the wall and seeing your teammate hit it, and then seeing the lob pass over their defender to their another teammate who's squared up, and then he like literally fucking dribbles the ball and jukes the goalkeeper and make that is peak rematch right there. Is when you see those moments happen. You're like, that's team gameplay. That's what this game's all about. That's when like this game feels like it is at its most peak.
Yeah, yeah. I really enjoy this game. I am probably going to spend some time playing it tonight. Once I get the done editing this episode.
Hell yeah.
Me personally, I would say buy it now. Definitely consider your platform though, as of now, because
Yes,
crossplay
as of right
is
now,
not.
consider platform for sure.
Yeah, I think most people are probably playing this off of Game Pass. That doesn't mean don't buy it. If you have an Xbox and you have a PC, again, Xbox Play Anywhere. If you buy it on your Xbox console, you will also have it on PC, and it's on PC and Game
Yep.
Pass anyways too.
Yep.
So
$30 retail is what this is selling
yeah,
for.
which is
Which
justified, 100%.
it's 100% justified, in my opinion. Like even more so than
Mhm.
Firebreak by like a lot. Like if you had to choose like which multiplayer game that came out in the last week that was the hot shit, and you're like, I have $40 to spend. Do I get Firebreak or do I get Rematch because I don't have Game Pass? Get fucking
Mhm.
Rematch. Like especially if both of those games are on your radar. Like I had a great time with FBC, right? But like I said, like that game is way more niche. Even though this is a sports game, like I feel like this has more broad appeal to more players than something like Firebreak does. Like in it just because we were speaking on that earlier and it's relevant. Like $30, this shit's easy peasy no brainer. This is what all that's what all of Slow Claps games have cost. Like Sifu is $30, Absolver is $30. They make $30 games. Like they could probably easily charge more if I'm being honest. Like they probably could have gotten 40 for this, no problem. People thought this game was going to be unsuccessful because it had a price tag. But 3 million concurrent players wholeheartedly disagrees with everybody who was a naysayer. I also agree with Devin. I think this is a play it now, but again, be mindful of your platform because it's not currently at the time of this recording and review crossplay. But it is playing fantastically on all platforms: PC, Xbox, and PlayStation. I think if you want the biggest bang for your buck, playing it on the Xbox ecosystem via Game Pass is it right now. If I had to put my 2 cents in, just because I believe that's where most people are playing, so that's going to give you the biggest pool of said players to keep your matches and your queues short and fresh.
Yeah, and I will say it takes less than a minute to get into a match, even if you're solo queuing.
Yep.
Or queuing
ranked
with
or
a team.
unranked.
Yeah. A lot of people are playing this game right now, and for good reason. And I'm loving it. I can't wait to do more. Well, I think we'll say buy it now and play it on Game Pass. Do both. Do both. So, with that being said, please let us know what you think about Rematch if you played it yet, or FBC Firebreak. And yeah. This has been Good Kraken's Death Ratio, your source for all the nerdy video game news, reviews, and discussions that you want to hear each and every week. If you liked what you heard, you can head on over to patreon.com/Good Kraken Pods, where you can get exclusive content, discounts on merchandise, and have early access to episodes before they go live on podcast and video services wherever you like to watch or listen. You can also help us level up our game by joining the GK community on our Discord. Also, you get perks and benefits if you boost our Discord channel, just if you were to subscribe to our Patreon by clicking the link down in our description section below. Then subscribing to our podcast channel by searching for Death Ratio and leaving a review there. We have to go, everyone, but until next time.
Cross it!